Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your September reading. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured, and solitude and silence peace prevails. Very Virgo energy. We're in Virgo season. This is a beautiful card, the Bat Spirit. It's about a rebirth. Understanding that I feel like right now you may feel like you're wanting to spend, you have this yearning, okay, let's put it that way, to spend more time being quiet, being by yourself, trying to it's almost like, you're reading the shock records or looking back, like it's almost like a photo album. You could be spending time looking at old photos or something like that, on your phone. It doesn't have to be necessarily a photo album, but there is this childhood reminiscent energy here. You could be looking at pictures of yourself as a child, okay? Or pictures from 10 years, 20 years ago. It's almost like it's serendipitous. Like you could be going through like an old box of stuff or something, and then you come across an old picture of you. I'm seeing an old picture of you and like your grandparent, right? I'm seeing a grandfather. There's a longing here. It's almost as though you want to bring back something that you had in the past into your life now. It could be the energy that you had as a child. It could be a relationship maybe that you had with, a childhood friend or a sibling maybe that you've kind of lost touch with, or you're just not as close. There's this energy here of a simpler time, perhaps, where you didn't have all of the, I know this is an owl, but it's kind of like you have this energy of having burdens on your shoulder. And it's kind of like wanting to go back to a time when things were simpler or easier or more carefree, like when you were a child. Yeah, you have communication here. I feel like you're having perhaps a conversation either with someone from a previous part of your life, okay? And it could be a sibling or a family member, a past romantic partner, whatever that is. But it re-energizes you. It's kind of like, remember when, right? You're kind of having this conversation with somebody, and it's like, remember when, and there's almost like in my heart chakra, like this awakening to, oh my goodness, I left. It's like either a part of you back there, right? Or it's kind of like a recognizing of what is holding you back from really and truly enjoying life now. Wow. The energy that life, why is life the way it is now? It's just like maybe you used to have a really good sense of humor, and all of a sudden, you're having this conversation with somebody either from the past or talking about your childhood, and you recognize, wow, I used to just have a great sense of humor. I can't remember the last time I laughed, right? Allowing yourself to recognize, wait a minute, I can bring that energy into my life now because it fills you with energy, like a sense of almost like renewed awe, childlike awe for life now. It gives you the energy to have a rebirth. This is the Phoenix rising energy, right? So it's kind of like, yeah. It says, become aware, listen to the wisdom of the body. There is this sense where it really is about the energy. your energy level. Like maybe you're not feeling like you really want to go out and socialize, or, staying home and reading a book is just fine. It's like, I've had enough of people, whatever that, that was the old part of my life. And now all of a sudden you're recognizing maybe you have that energy, the solitude energy, because you went through something difficult. So it's like, well, I'm just going to go over here and be by myself. Then I don't have to be hurt. But then all of a sudden you're recognizing maybe a time when you were on the playground as a child and playing with other friends at school or whatever, right? And it's kind of like, oh, I just remember like how much fun we had. And allowing yourself to open your heart. See, she's opening up her heart space. Open your heart to receiving. The energy from reconnecting. I think it's so interesting because, there's like these arcs or circles with orbs inside, right? The energy of connecting to other people, or yes, to other people, to other souls, right? Allowing yourself to say, maybe even if you can't connect to them in the 3D because they've transitioned, I'm connecting to their energy, or I'm connecting, especially if it has something to do with a grandparent. You may have had a grandparent that unconditionally loved you, right? That's one of the best things about grandparents, right? They love you for who you are, not for the grades you get or whatever, right? It's kind of like you may have had a grandparent that just loved you for who you are. And you're wanting that energy back. You understand that when we are loved unconditionally for who we are, not what we're doing for other people or whatever, we have a vibrancy about us, right? It's kind of like we have confidence and vibrancy. We have this energy about us when we feel completely and unconditionally loved. And you're recognizing that you've been working on loving yourself, healing yourself. It's interesting because we have the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy coming out, yin and yang. Connecting, calling in another soul that can connect to your energy. Like you have experienced, I think there is something about experience. You may have experienced unconditional love at one point in your life, but I feel like it was so long ago, right? So it's kind of like reconnecting, allowing yourself to sit with that energy. What did it feel like when you were sitting with that grandparent or somebody that just loved you for who you are? I feel like it's probably from childhood. You're discovering, look at this. And your obstacle is that, you're kind of hiding. And then look at children playing, right? You're nostalgic. You want that energy back. I think for some of you, you're like, I want that energy back. I wouldn't be surprised. Some of you, I feel like, may reconnect to somebody from your childhood. Like a sibling or just a childhood friend. It could be a romantic partner, but it's really the energy of somebody that at least at one time in your life, you have the sun, right? It's kind of like somebody that saw you for who you are. You've been putting time. You are absolutely manifesting. We have the magician here, manifesting a true love connection. Two of Cups and the Sun. This energy of unconditional love. You're literally calling it in. It's almost like, doing some type of ceremonial dance right? To call in this person. And I think one of the ways, if you've been trying to manifest love in your life, is, or you're kind of like, well, I would like to have love in my life, especially unconditional love, right? Allowing yourself to go back to a time when you did have it, or as close as you possibly could get to it. Okay? It could be a pet. It could be a pet. It does not have to be a person. It could be a pet, right? Pets love us, especially dogs, unconditionally. They love us. Allowing yourself to say, okay, what did that feel like? Almost like meditating. Put your hands over your heart and remembering what it felt like when that person was in your life. I feel like this person is no longer in your life. They've either transitioned or something, right? But it's kind of like, oh my goodness, because it relights your heart. It's almost like it ignites it, reignites it. Because it's been so long since you've had that feeling. And I don't think, Libra, that you can do it just once. I feel like this is the energy of doing it daily. Like really allowing yourself to practice not having the walls come up. For some of you, it's just going to be hard to acknowledge that at one point you did have this, right? Sometimes we just want to just pretend I never experienced it because we miss it so much. This is you missing it so much that it's almost like you've put the walls up. I miss that feeling. I miss that feeling of my grandfather just giving me a big old hug, telling me how much he missed me, right? It's like taking me fishing or grandma making cookies with me, right? It's just like you miss that so much that you've just like closed up your heart. You're just like, no, I'm protecting my heart. And here you are saying, okay, the way back to a feeling that you had at one time with somebody new, with a romantic partner. This is a romantic partner that you have not yet experienced. You may have experienced it with a pet or a grandparent, but you have not yet experienced it with perhaps a romantic partner. I feel like you could even be traveling to meet this person. You could, if you're on a trip, you could actually meet this person on the trip. And then look, you have the higher power. Your higher power, you are literally manifesting. Remember, we have the magician. So if you're sitting there saying, no, that can't ever be, that person will never exist in my life, whatever it is, okay, then you're cutting yourself out of something that is available for you. This is Spirit saying, just remember what it felt like. Because it says on here, find your haven. There is a place of wonder waiting just for you, right? There is a person of wonder waiting just for you. It's almost like allowing yourself to recognize the law of attraction, the law of calling in your love, but it's not in an energy of putting any kind of judgments or even boundaries. This is almost the energy of universe, bring me the right person for me. This is kind of like, okay, universe, I don't know what this is, who this is, but I'm allowing myself to open up and to say, I will openly and unconditionally love a new soulmate coming onto my path. No expectations, no judgments, no caveats, right? It's just like, wow. And it's beautiful. It's just such a beautiful energy. It's you're going home. Let's put it this way. I think for some of you, you could be calling in a true twin flame or soulmate. It's almost like, it's kind of like, recognizing like that, like when radios first started putting out radio waves, or TV started first putting out, waves, sound waves, video waves out into the universe, right? It's kind of like that's what you are being asked to do, to get into your most loving energy by remembering a time, perhaps when you were a child, that you felt unconditionally loved, and unconditionally loving yourself, and unconditionally loving this person that you are calling in. We have a full moon coming up shortly. We just had a new moon in Virgo. We have another new moon in Virgo coming up in September. I would really encourage you to do some moon ceremonies, to go out, to look at the heavens, right? To put it out to the universe. Say, I am ready. Because it's almost like, it says, listen to the wisdom of your body. Your body is craving. I am going to put it that way. It's almost craving this energy of love. And allowing yourself to not let the ego trick you into, nope, been there, not doing that again. Well, they're going to have blah, 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 and blah before I'll let them into my life, right? It's literally surrendering and saying to the universe, whoever I'm meant to be with, send them. I am opening my arms to receiving whoever this person is. Wow. All right, Libra, let's pull the Soul Truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What can I do to make a difference? I think the energy here is that it's really about you showing up with a different energy. You showing up with this energy of unconditional love. Of not... And it doesn't mean that you want to allow anybody into your life. I get that. We have healthy boundaries and we have them for a reason. But this is really about understanding the magic of the universe, of allowing yourself to say, I'm surrendering my fear of love. I'm surrendering the need to overprotect my heart. And I am opening myself up for the love of your life. And it is just that energy. Wow. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I'm so excited for you. I know this isn't easy. This is literally a rebirth of your heart, a rebirth of love in your life, a rebirth of seeing yourself and others and love in a completely different way, because you're tapping into something that maybe it's been such a long time that you have felt, right? Allowing yourself to go there, allowing yourself to recognize, I want that again. All right, Libra, I'm leaving it there. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.